Alright, so we're going to move on to part B here in 9-3. We're going to build the three-dimensional solid again in the E tool from the ebook. And then we're going to do the volume by just adding up all of our squares or all of our cubes. And then I'm going to move the green square here to show us the front, the right, and the top view. And we'll check that with our E tool because that E tool is nice that way. And so when I build these here on the E tool, I'm going to be working from the front row here and then just kind of going back every row. And so I'm going to build it so the front goes 3, 2, 1. And so in the front it goes 3, and then 2, and then 1. And then the next row goes 0, 3, 0. So 0, and then 3, and then 0. And then in that back row it goes 0, 2, and then 1. And so 0, and then 2, and then 1. And so my shape should look something like this when it's all said and done. And then we can go back and we can do volume. And so to find volume, we just need to add up all of our squares. You can do that using the map plan or that three-dimensional solid we just built. And again, I'm just going to build it or add them up from the front all the way to the back here. And so I'm going to do 3 plus 2 plus 1 to start. And so 3 plus 2 plus 1 for those blocks. And then plus 3 from that middle row, 3 more blocks, and then in the back row, plus 2 plus 1 block. And so if I add all this up, I get 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11, 11 plus 1 is 12. So there is 12 cubic units here, a volume of 12 cubic units with this solid. And if I want to see what it looks like from the front, the right, and the top, this is what it looks like. We do get to see that 12 cubic units was correct for the volume. And again, when we're looking at front, right, and top view, really more like the front and the right view, we always just see the tallest ones. And then on the top, we see them all except for the ones that are zeros. The ones that are zeros are the only ones that aren't shaded. And just to check this, we'll do this on the E tool quick. So if we go to the front view, we see the 3, and the 1, which is what we see here, 3, 3, 1. On the right, we see 3, 3, 2, which we see 3, 3, 2, which is good. And then on the top, we see all of the blocks except for the ones that were 0. And it makes this kind of Tetris-y shape here. All right. And so we finished everything. We built it. We found the volume by adding them all up, and then we got to see these 3 different views. Again, front and right, we always see the tallest stacks, and then on the top view, we see every block except for the ones that are zeros. So then we'll build part C here. In part C, we are going to do the same thing. Building it, we're going to build it. I'm going to do front to back again, so front going back, and what I see is 0, 0, 1, so 0, 0, 1. And then I see 2, 1, 2, 2, I gotta move this a little bit, 2, 1, 2, and then in the back I see 1, 1, 3. And so 1, 1, and then 3 here. So my shape should look like this after I've built it from the map plan. And now we can find volume. Volume is just gonna be adding up all the blocks again. So I'm going to start in the front, and there's just 1 block in the front. So 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 from that middle row. So 2 plus 1 plus 2. So 2 plus 1 plus 2 from the middle row. And then 1 plus 1 plus 3 from the back. So plus 1 plus 1 plus 3, adding them all up here. And I get 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 plus 1 equals 4. 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 3 is 11. So I got 11 cubic units again here for the volume. And then if I want to look at the different views, I see here that 11 cubic units was right. And my front, again, we're seeing the tallest ones. The right, we're seeing the tallest ones. And then the ones that are 0 here are the only ones unshaded, the only ones we don't see. And to check it again, we'll go to the front view, which was 2, 1, 3, which we see here, 2, 1, 3. And we go to the right view, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, which we see 1, 2, 3. And then the top view, we should only see those zeros missing. and that's exactly what we see, the 2 zeros missing. Okay, so that one's done as well. Just kind of going, and this is one just really practicing. Can we go from the mat plan to building it, and then can we use either the build or the mat plan to find volume, and then can we draw that out, which we kind of already practiced drawing in 9.2. All right, so we're going to move on to 9-4 here. And here 9-4 is a little bit more tricky here. They're going to give us the different views, the front, the right, and the top, and then they're going to ask us to build this shape. And my strategy here, and it's different for everybody, but my strategy here is I build what I see in the front, and then I build what I see at the right, and then I build what I see on the top, and I try to get my solid out of that. And so I'm going to go to the E tool and try that strategy out. In the front view, I see 2, and then 1, and then 3, and so I'm going to go on to my E tool and build that. In front, I see a 2, a 1, and then a 3. On the right view, I see a 1, a 3, and then a 2. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go to the right view, and I got to make sure I match it up here. So it's 1, and then 3, and then 2, which means this has to get knocked down to 1, this has to go up to 3, and then this has to go up to 2. And then from the top view, I see everything except for these 2 squares missing. And so I go back on here, and I have to fill in this one and this one. And then I think I have it all, but then I need to go back to my front and see, does it match? And right now, does it match? We have 2 and then 1 and then 3. 2, then 1, then 3. From the right view, I should see hopefully 1, then 3, then 2. 1, then 3, then 2. Oh, it looks like I'm having this one off here, so we're going to take that one down. And now I have 1, 3, 2. 1, 3, 2. And then I'm going to go to the top view, and I see this. All right, and just to check one more time, I'm going to go to the front view. Now we have something off again. So we got to kind of go back again, and I got to say, well, my front needs to have 2 here. I need to see 2, so I'm going to go back, see how I can do this to put 2, and I'm going to put 1 right here instead of the 1 in the front. So now if I go to the front, I see 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, and then on the right view, I see 1, 3, 2, and really what you might notice here is that that 2 now, instead of being out front, it's hidden behind the 3, so it actually works out for us. So I got 1, 3, 2, which is what I need, and then on my top, hopefully we see what we need to see, which we do here with this one and this one being the only one missing. So now I have it built on my E tool, and the shape actually looks something like this. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go to, before I do the volume, because I think volume's easier once I have a mat plan, and so I'm going to actually draw this out. I'm going to do the mat plan first, and then I'm going to do the volume. And so here, I need to put this on here. This is going to be the front, and this is going to be the right. And so if I go on here, my front goes 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And so when I put this in my mat plan, the front goes 1, 1, 1. Back row goes 2, 0, 3. And then the way back here goes 1, 2. And just to make this look a little bit nicer, I want to fix this 2 up. Alright, so now I actually have part A, I built it. I have part C, I have the mat plan. And then for volume, I just need to add up all my squares. And so for part B, and again, you could do it ABC. I'm doing ACB just for, I like to do my volume based on my mat plan. It helps me see it. But I'm going to go from the front to the back. So I'm going to do 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2. All the blocks that I have, adding them up. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So my volume is 11 cubic units here. And again, this one, like as you even saw me working through it, I've done this one before, but all I do is, and I kind of still screwed it up, I go front view, if I'm building it, front view, then right view, and then top view. And make sure you're really practicing this one because it's just one that is pretty tough, and you saw me kind of just recycling front, right, top, and then I would go through it again, front, right, top. How can I get it so that it actually looks like how it looks? All right, and now I'm going to go on to last one. Last one's kind of short. 9-5, the last problem here, should be able to finish it up in this video. We are going to draw the mat plan for each of these solids, and we're going to then talk about their possible volumes. I'm not going to use the E tool for this one. I'm just going to use looking at it the way they give me in the diagram. All right, and again, on my mat plan, this is going to be the front. Oops, sorry. This is going to be the front, and this is going to be the right. And what I see here is in the wave front, I have 0, and then 1, and then 0 in the front here. And then in that row behind it, it goes 3, and then 2, and then 1. And then behind that, it looks like it goes, I really don't know what goes here. And like behind this big stack of 3, I really don't know what goes here. And so it says there may be more than one possible answer here. Well, I think this one's going to have more than one possible answer. Because really there could be one hidden block back there, so the back left could be 1, or there could be not a hidden block back there, and so it could be 0. And so either way you come up with it, I'm going to go with the fact that there is a hidden block back there. And so I'm going to say that there's 1 back in the back left, it looks like there's 2 in the middle of the back, and then 0 on the far right, the back right. And so you could get 2 different answers here, depending on what you said. Either you might have said it was 1 back there, a hidden one, or you might have said there was 0 back there. So to find this volume for A, we're going to add up all the ones I had, which is starting front going to the back. Starting in the front going back, we have 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2. And that gives me a volume of 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Now maybe you didn't put this block back here. Maybe you said that this is 0, and if you said that this was 0, this just changes by 1, and so your volume might not have been 10. Your volume could have also been 9, depending on if you changed one of these to one of these ones into a 0, and I think it was, I think it was this one here that you would, right here would change to 0 if you wanted to get 9. But either one works, and that's the idea here, is that there is possible answers, and there is this idea that there can be hidden blocks. All right, I believe this is just the different mat plans for them, the 2 different ones you could have came up with. See how they say that there could be one back there, or there could not be. All right, last one here. We have, starting again, front to back. This is going to be my front. This is going to be my right. We have, it looks like in the front, 1, and then 0 and 0. In the middle, we have 1, 1, 1. And then in the back, we have 3, and then 0, and then 2. And I know that's 0. There's no hidden ones here. I know that's 0. You can see there's nothing there. And there is just no possibility for hiding blocks here. And so this is my only option here for the mat plan is 3, 0, 2, 1, 1, 1, and then 1, 0, 0. And so if I add all these up for part B here, I have, like I said, I'm going to start front to back. And so I have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 from the middle row. And then in the back row, I have plus 3 plus 2. Which gives me a volume here. 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7, plus 2 is 9. So I have 9 cubic units here, a volume of 9 cubic units. And that is everything. And so if I could recap it quick, the importance of this lesson is getting used to, and it's really nice if we had it in class, you could actually work hands-on with these blocks. But the E-tool does it okay. It's really just realizing the different ways we can see these blocks and how different they can look depending on which way you're viewing them. If you're looking in the front, it looks different than if you're looking at the right and if you're looking at the top of it. So that's why we learned also about this mat plan, key word here, key vocab. A mat plan is just this like, square, and it's just the numbers that each block has. We've built them using mat plans we have gone from the different views to try to build it, and really introduced this idea of volume, being that each block had one volume.